Hey guys, it's Thursday night. That means one thing and one thing only. It's time for the Walker Report. This is your host, the sports nerd Brad Walker. The Walker Report is on In the Zone Sports Radio, part of NGSC Sports. Remember the website, it's ngscsports.com. Log on to ngscsports.com for all your current sports content. NGSC Sports, where we never stop. Guys, let me pause real quick as I'm going through my sponsors here. Guys, I have a cold or allergy, so if my voice is not 100%, that's the fair warning. This show is sponsored by Alicia's Spells and Things. Check out our Facebook page at Alicia's Spells and Things, where you'll find home decor you'll not be able to resist at prices anybody can't afford. Check out the bells and tools of your favorite sports teams. Maybe you want a set for your kid's favorite cartoon or movie character. You can also get full body and neck bells as well. Log on to ngscsports.com. Go to the Alicia's Spells and Things tab on the homepage to complete your order. I am also sponsored by my man Joey at Amore Pizzeria at 9700 66th Street North in Pinellas Park. Their specials are as follows, guys. On Sundays, they feature 12-ounce Delmonico steak for $13.99. On Mondays, it's chicken Alfredo for $7.99. On Tuesdays, it's Taco Tuesday, 3 for $5, beef or chicken. On Wednesdays, it's Wing Day, 60-cent wings and $2 Amber Bach and Shock Top on draft. On Thursdays, it's 2 1/4-pound hot dogs and fries for $6.99. And on Fridays, it's all-you-can-eat fish for $9.99. Let us know you heard it right here on the Walker Report and receive 10% off your total. Also, guys, use the Slice app for delivery. It's available on Google and on iPhone. I'm also sponsored by my friend Renee at CreatingZenSpaces.com. Creating Zen Spaces, the local choice in St. Petersburg, Florida, for house cleaning, organization, decluttering, and pet sitting. It's about finding the peace within you and adding comfort to your life. Like I said, guys, I am under the weather this evening. I have a bad cold, so my voice is not going to sound good throughout the show. I'm going to try my best to get through it. If you guys want to call in, the number here is 605-462-0444. The show ID is 4366391. Again, that's 605-562-0444. The show ID is 4366391. Before I get into my topics tonight, guys, I don't know if all my people on Facebook, starting on my birthday in 11 days, I'll be doing just a strictly Tampa-based podcast called Tampa Talk. It'll just be Tampa Bay and Florida in general. I will not be talking about the Patriots or the Red Sox. It'll just be a strictly based Florida podcast. I'm going to be talking about the Rays, the Lightning, Deadly Rival Roller Derby. What's up, Aaron? The Gators, the Knowles, the Bulls, all of that. It's going to be strictly just Florida-based, guys. My goal, guys, is to make this show better. So I'm going to do 2 shows to kind of make everything better and make myself more confident moving forward. Again, guys, I do apologize for my voice. I'm all stuffed up. I have a bad cold or allergies. I've been battling it all week. So I do apologize. But let me go ahead, guys, and dive into this. We can review week 3 of college football and week 2 of the NFL as we preview for that. I downloaded a link, guys, that they're talking about the top prospects in the 2020 draft. I know that's kind of weird that the season just started, but we're going to be talking about that. I'm also going to be talking about the biggest appointment so far in college football. Later on tonight, my man John Blaine is on Facebook. I'll be talking with him about the Clash of Champions, the last WWE pay-per-view. That'll be at 9:30, guys, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to talk about Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal at UFC 244 in November. That's the main event there. I'm going to talk about Canelo Alvarez and Sergey. I'm going to talk about some other stuff that I don't really get around to. And yes, Aaron, I will even be talking about golf. I'll be talking about Tiger Woods tonight. I'm also going to dive into some hockey. 3 questions that have my boys here in Tampa, and what 3 questions coming into camp is for them. So like I said, guys, again, I apologize if my voice is off and stuff like that. I have cold or allergies or a combination of both. So my voice is not where it used to be or where it needs to be, but I didn't want to let you guys down. So I'm here this evening. I've got a busy weekend ahead of me. I've got a 5K in a couple days. I've got a golf tournament that I'm playing in on Monday, so I'm trying to get better. over those next couple of days to be prepared for those things. But guys, like I said, I'm going to do Tampa Talk starting on the 30th in 11 days. It'll be just a half-hour show to start from 7 to 7:30. If you guys have not seen the logo yet, check out my Facebook page. The logo's on there. I have my man Jay at Bucks Life trying to add some stuff to it. I'm going to add a hockey stick and some quad skates that I talk about on roller derby. I'm going to try to get a little bit more involved with Deadly Rival to kind of see if I can watch some film and stuff like that to kind of get a little bit more into that. Since it's local, going to be local stuff. Like I said, you won't hear me talking about the Patriots or the Red Sox or the Jets or the Yankees. That'll just be strictly Florida-based guys. All that national stuff will be right here. And again, I'm not trying to dilute from this show by any means. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to make the show better. So I decided to go make another podcast, and it's like only going to be a half hour to begin, to start with. And, you know, there has been some things with this podcast that's been shook up. I'm not going into explanation about that. That's a private matter between me and the guy that runs my show. So that's strictly that. That's that. But anyway, guys, like I said, let's go ahead and dive into it. Let's look back at the NFL in week 2 as we move to week 3. There is a game, guys, this evening. Of course, we have Tennessee and Jacksonville playing this evening. As we all know that the Jaguars lost Nick Foles for the year. Some startling news today, guys. The Dolphins are going to start Josh Rosen against the Cowboys, and they also got Taco Charlton from the Cowboys, who I guess he'll be playing against his former team this Sunday. Antonio Brown, who we spoke about very, very in length on this show last week, is speaking out against his assault allegations. But like I said, guys, let's take a look and think back to week 2. Did anything jump out at you? The Patriots, you know, my man Aaron's on here, had another great game, a shutout in Miami. Normally a place where Tom Brady and the Patriots struggle. And in fact, they're 1-5 there in the last few years. So for them to go down there and get a shutout was an absolute, you know, great thing for Patriot fans. Not so good for my Dolphin fans out there. The talk was, you know, is it that they're tanking for the season? You know, I don't know. They've been talking about that. But we'll think back to last Thursday's game. There was a weather delay. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers made a defensive stand, guys, at the end of the game. Cornerback Vernon Hargraves III stood tall, kept McCaffrey out of the end zone with the help of Deshaun Golson and Levante David, who also held the gap so that he could not get in the end zone, and they held the Panthers out to get their first win in the Bruce Arians era here in Tampa Bay. The next game, guys, I wanted to look at is, of course, the Cowboys. Excuse me, guys, Cowboys and the Redskins. No surprise here, guys, that Dallas is a Super Bowl favorite going into this year. So they're 2-0. They beat the Redskins 31-21. The Cowboys are 2-0 for the second time in the last 10 seasons. Just to note that. The next game was in the AFC South, and the team that's playing this evening, the Tennessee Titans, lost to Andrew Luck's backup and now the starting quarterback, Jacoby Brissett, the former New England Patriot. He threw 3 touchdown passes in a 19-17 win over the Titans. That was a game. The AFC South is all shook up, guys. I still think at the end of the day it's going to be the Houston Texans. We'll have to see, because Deshaun Watson took a beating. That offensive line is going to have to get better if they're going to survive. The Seahawks went into Pittsburgh and gave the Steelers their second loss of the season. Of course, the bad news for the Steelers is Ben Roethlisberger's out for the rest of the season with an elbow injury. So now they have to turn to their backup quarterback as well. Russell Wilson and the Seahawks are now 2-0. The Steelers are 0-2 for the first time since 2013. Surprise team maybe in the AFC East, guys, happens to fall in Buffalo. And that, of course, guys, is the team that they're 2-0 after beating the Giants 28-14. The Bucs will host the Giants this Sunday. And, guys, as we all know, Eli Manning is sitting. Daniel Jones will begin his tenure here. Here recently, he will be the starter. He will be the starter coming up. Yeah, Aaron, you know what? I saw that. I actually better not. Yeah, I saw that. You know what? I happen to be a big fan of Pat McAfee, by the way. I love that guy, even though I know he played for the Colts. He hated the Patriots. I love that guy. He just ended up leaving Barstool Sports, and he's now on his own. He's with the WWE, signed a 2-year contract with them. He's doing college football on Thursday nights. In fact, he will be at Raymond James Stadium later this year when the Bulls play the Temple Owls. I'll be there. Maybe I'll run into him forgot to tell you guys what a good win, and I'll get to the USF when I get to my college review here. I already talked about the Patriot game. We went down to Miami and won 43-0. This is the 10th time that the Patriots have been 2-0 in the Brady Belichick era. Guys, that's something right there. I mean, that's something right there, man. The fact is that they are 2-0 for the 10th time since Brady and Belichick have been with the Patriots. The Houston Texans did beat the Jaguars 13-12. Deshaun Watson now has the most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback in Texans history this week. The game that I thought would have gone to Minnesota ended up going to the Packers. They won 21-16. They did enough to beat Minnesota. They're 2-0. The Green Bay's 2-0 for the first time since 2015. That's something, guys, because that usually I know they always say the rivalry now is between Green Bay and Chicago. It's one of the oldest rivalries, if not the oldest in the NFL. But I think the rivalry now is between them and Minnesota. I think there's a lot of bad blood between those two teams. And that was in Green Bay. They have to go to Minnesota and play them. I could see the Vikings getting one back in Minnesota later this year. The Detroit Lions stay undefeated this week, guys. They beat the San Diego Chargers 13-10. Now, again, guys, they had a tie in Week 1, so they're 1-0-1. They tied with the Arizona Cardinals in Week 1 as Kyler Murray almost brought the Cardinals back from that. A little rematch of the Super Bowl back in the 80s between the Niners or the 80s or the 90s between the 49ers and the Bengals. It was a 41-17 win. The 49ers offense, 500-plus total yards for the first time since 2012. In fact, right now, guys, if it wasn't for the mistakes by the Bucs, they would be 1-1 and not 2-0. But they're off to a 2-0 start. The Ravens kept the Arizona Cardinals winless as they are now 0-1-1. They beat them 23-17 in a matchup between two Heisman Trophy winners in Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson. Lamar got the better of that as they win by 6. Kansas City is 2-0, and that's not a surprise as they beat the Raiders on the road 28-10. The other bearing injury that happened on Sunday, guys, was in the rematch of the NFC Championship game from last year. Drew Brees hit his thumb against Aaron Donald's helmet, and he'll be out. And they will lose. The Rams won 27-9. I thought the Saints would want to get revenge. I think that they had revenge on their mind, but the Rams got the better of them again. Moving forward, look out for that. Chicago went into Denver, guys, to beat the Broncos 16-14. That was a kind of a questionable thing. I did see some highlights. There was a game-winning 53-yard field goal to win the game. What a great Sunday night game. In fact, I kind of wish that they had switched the Sunday night game or taken the Browns and Jets completely out of a night game, because the Falcons and Eagles game was great on Sunday night. The Falcons would come out on top 24-20. And the Monday night game was like the Thursday night game last week with the Packers and the Bears. Very one-sided, very boring. I don't know who picks these games. The Browns did beat the Jets 23-3. And I don't understand. Like I said, who picks the games? But again, moving forward, guys, I'm gonna